I've had a couple conversations with out-of-state investors recently, and I would say that if you are an out-of-state investor, one of the most important things that you can do is have a really strong relationship with a third-party individual that is completely apart from the property management company that you choose. So, in the event that your property management company tells you one thing, you've got a completely independent third party that you're able to go verify these things, check up on the property, see that everything is fixed appropriately, and go from there. We've had multiple incidents lately where I have heard about out of state investors get taken advantage of. And it really makes me frustrated because it doesn't do anything good, for the community or for the area. So I understand that some people purchase properties strictly based off the numbers, and in their head, they believe that as soon as they hire property management, everything will be good. The property management company will take care of everything. And that is a very vulnerable position for you to put yourself in as an out of state investor. So, having a third party person, whether that's a handyman, a contractor, a friend, family member, some sort of vendor that you have come across along the way, form a solid relationship with them, figure out some type of pay schedule or compensation plan for like an hourly or per job basis, depending on what you want to do, whether that's take pictures of the property, do an inspection on the property, or otherwise have access to that property on your behalf so that you can really see what the property management company is doing. Now, one of the examples that is a little bit unique and a little bit outside the scope of what I'm talking about, but we recently purchased a property and it was an out of state investor. He had no easy access to that property. And I guess he really wanted to sell the property. It was time. The people that were living there moved out, and he was having a difficult time with like people from that neighborhood breaking into the property, and he just wanted to be done with it. And he felt like he was losing money every day that he went on owning that property without someone living there. So somehow he got a hold of a wholesaler. I don't know how they found each other, but this wholesaler, I guess, picked up on his kind of the desperate tone in his voice, and he also picked up on the fact that this guy is out of state and doesn't have ease of access to that property. So as the wholesaler was going through this property, uh, he mentioned that the appliances were stolen, which was true. But then he went so far as to say that all of the doors were broken and all of the windows were broken out as well. Whenever I walked through the property after he told me that, that was not the case at all. The property was secure. The doors, were locked fine. The windows were not broken. And this wholesaler or whoever it was just kind of yanking his chain and I guess trying to get that price down a little bit through some pretty unethical, moves. That was a bad strategy. So that's really tough. And then very regularly, so that's one story. And then very regularly, I know of some property management companies who will truly nickel and dime their out of state owners. And if you are completely dependent on that property management company for the placement of the residents, for the turns of the units, for any of the repairs or maintenance that need to be done, then you could easily pay these property managers. You could pay the override that they charge. It's not uncommon for 10% to be added on whatever that repair cost is. And then managing a significant number of single family homes, all with different owners, I'm sure is very complex, but it's not uncommon for these repairs to have never occurred. So even though I'm local, whenever I took over property management, whenever we brought that in house as a company, we had multiple residents bring up issues that they have been having for years, and this was the first time that I had heard of any of these complaints. And the residents were told that the owners don't want to make those repairs at the moment, or the owner said that he already had too much money in the property. All the while, I was paying for these repairs to be done, or I have never heard of these repairs. Again, even though I was local, these types of things were still happening. Now, you add being out of state onto that without a third party to verify. And I can only imagine that that gets worse. So we have purchased a lot of properties from people that realize that they can't necessarily make money without putting a significant amount more time into this kind of property or method of investing. And then, we end up buying the properties from them after the management companies have kind of taken most of their cash flow for the time that they've owned that. So the most successful investors that I know that are out of state investors, they regularly spend time in the area amongst their portfolio, double checking over things, making sure that everything is flowing smoothly, or they have a very trusted third party individual in close proximity to these properties that can do the checking for them. So, if out of state investing is something that you're considering, I would say it is of utmost importance to regularly spend time where your properties are or have that trusted third party person. There are a couple California investors that I know that while they live in California, they spend a great number of weeks here in Dayton in order to lay eyes on everything, check up on everything, and make sure that everything is going well. So, in the event that we ever go into different areas, different regions, we'll do the same. We will spend a decent amount of time there in person and make sure that everything goes well. Thanks for watching that clip. I thought that was a good question. And I think you can ask good questions too. Join us every Friday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for a live stream Q&A where we answer plenty of questions just like this one. In the meantime, consider subscribing to the channel if you want more of this content. And if you want to increase your deal flow, analyze properties better, and help me feed my family, click the link below for a free 7-day trial of PropStream.